Hi, I'm Anu Khanchandani. I have 17 years of experience in the software development field, most of it being in Java. Over the past few years, I have started experimenting with Android and have successfully developed some apps which are live in Google Play. I have also created many self paced videos for various software technologies, the latest being a beginner's course in Android. In this video series, I have touched upon the aspect of Android wearables, which is one of the most happening technologies in the mobile app development market today. So, do you want to be able to create apps which look like this? For example, here if you see, there is a boarding pass and this would show up on your watch. So Android Wear is all about wearable devices which are powered with Android, and most of them as of now being watches. So if you see, this is a boarding pass which tells you the depart time, the terminal, the gate. This is a QR code which you can just scan and make an entry that you are present there, the name of the passenger, the ticket, the seat, and the group. And you could even open this on your phone and you could show it to somebody. So these are the kind of apps that I'm talking about when I'm going to talk about Android Wear. If you are ready to create apps like this, welcome aboard to the journey of Android wearable apps, where you can create apps which execute on the end user's wearable, which is mostly a watch, instead of him having to keep his phone handy all the while. In the next slide, I will show you a video which will give you a real-time look into the world of Android Wear. So wouldn't it be interesting if all the activities that you encountered on your Android phone would now be accessible on your app? This relieves you from the need of having to keep your phone handy always for your notifications, updates, and more. Basically, the phone notifications are now synced with your Android Wear powered watch. Your appointments, traffic updates, weather updates, notes, reminders now pop up on your watch. Not only that, you can listen to music, you can operate player controls like play, stop, pause right there on your watch. Your watch shows you driving directions in real time on the road, eliminating the need to hold your phone for driving directions. And the best feature of all you have to do to get things done is say, OK Google, followed by whatever you want to know. Like in this case, OK Google, what is the time in London? And pop comes the answer from Google. Google now becomes your online genie, responds to your voice commands as soon as it hears OK Google. This is how Google defines Android Wear. Google says Android Wear is about information that moves with you. These are small, powerful devices worn on the body, useful information when you need it the most. Intelligent answers to spoken questions. Like I said, you say OK Google and say whatever you want and it happens. Tools to help you reach fitness goals. This is another kind of Android Wear, which are like bands which you wear on your hand while you are undergoing your fitness training. They can monitor your heart rate, monitor your blood pressure, monitor the steps that you have taken. That is why Google says that these are tools to help you reach fitness goals. And this is your key to a multi-screen world. You will understand all these things in this course as we go along the way developing apps of various kinds which are related to what I am telling you as of now. Okay, now in the next slide, you will also, in this slide, what you see is companies like Asus, Samsung, Fossil, which is a premier watchmaking company, and others which are listed here, they have come up with Android Wear watches. To develop apps which use Android Wear API, you have to make sure you have the Android support library and Google Play services, which can be downloaded using the SDK manager. So if you have done some Android development before, you will know that the SDK manager is the tool which allows you to load the various libraries which are required for development. Only handheld devices with Android 4.3 or later can communicate with wearables. And the recommended IDE for Android development is Android Studio, although you can develop in Eclipse too, but with certain add-ons. But I would always recommend use Android Studio because it is specifically built in to take care of Android wearable development. In the next slide, we will see what are the features of Android Wear from the development point of view so that you know what is available for you to assist you in the creation of apps. Now, the first thing that you can do is that notifications on handhelds, they automatically sync to wearables. So whatever notifications you get, whether they are email notifications or they are reminders which you set up on your phone, they also come up on your wearable or your watch. If you swipe it away on your wearables, it is swiped off from your handheld as well. So these two are completely synced with each other. You can register your app to handle voice actions to give yourself a complete hands-free experience. As shown here, you could just say save me a spot at the table instead of typing it out. You can perform an action such as reply to a message using a voice. So you tell somebody save me a spot at the table, you get a message back, and you could just say okay Google reply, and you could just reply. You could say yes or no or any other specific message. So basically these are voice actions which you can conduct. You can also create custom experiences with activities, services, sensors, background receivers, and much more with the Android Wearable SDK. So these are the kind of apps that you could create, and these apps would execute on your end user's watch. You can also send and receive data between the handheld as well as the wearable over the data layer using the wearable message API and wearable listener service over a Bluetooth interface. So gear up and embark on the journey which takes you along the path of an Android Wear developer. In the coming sessions, we will be playing around with the Android Studio, learning a few design principles related to Android Wear technology, and actually developing an app for the wearable to give you a first-hand experience of how you can make things happen in this fascinating technology.